Hello once again, YouTube. Chris the Nightbringer here, bringing you some StarMade new at Fleetworks, and today we have Caldari Condors. As you can see sitting before you, this is a new ship that I have completed. I completed it pretty quickly, I think, although it took a lot of motivation. It took, I don't know, I needed to motivate myself to finish this one, but I did finish it on live stream, and it is awesome. A lot of people have been asking for this. It's a very nice ship, it's got a great shape, and it's just really, really cool. This is a combat frigate for the Caldari. We'll be taking a look at some other Caldari stuff today, but this is the Condors. So real quick, let me jump into this, and I'll show you what's on the interior. We have some slabs at work here. We have a position or station for the person working the scanning computer, as well as two seats, a pilot and co-pilot. Unfortunately, no decent camera view from these seats, because if you were, you'd be like looking straight into a block instead of out the window. So there's that. And then we move down into the core room. Go down this hallway. We've got the Caldari interior all going on, which is really nice. The slabs are kind of helping out with that, which is pretty sweet. We've got a cargo bay here, of course. Oh god, what's going on? I clicked on something and it got me stuck in it. I don't know why. That was very strange. I clicked on it and it like got me stuck. There's the cargo. I believe it's 130 cubic meters? Yeah, something like that. So it's got 130 cubic meters of cargo space dedicated to it, or cargo blocks I should say, which is really great. Here's the door to the cargo bay. We open this up. There it is. You can fall down. There's an elevator in the back here. If we hit this button, we can go up. I've learned how to do some nice elevator stuff with from bench and working on the stations for StarMade. So that's nice. And then we have, oh, did I just like fall out of gravity? Why? Why did I just fall out of gravity? Hello? Are you not? Yes, this is a gravity block? Okay. It doesn't want to give me gravity. I don't know why. This is weird. Okay then, sure. So here we have I don't know, just crew quarters, I guess. I can't activate gravity. I don't know why. It's very upsetting, really. I don't know exactly why I can't activate the gravity. I was pressing R on it quite a bit and it didn't do anything. Anyway, that was the crew quarters. That's where you go for the crew quarters. Will it activates down here? That makes no sense. Okay. Sure. Thanks, game. Thank you. Anyway, we'll walk back down here. We'll take a look at the core, or inside the ship. The stats are available on screen. You can take a look now. This is to be released as of me filming this, but for all I know, it has been released on my channel. I have like a dozen videos to get through in terms of a backlog, and in between now and that time when this video is posted publicly, I may actually film a release. I don't know. It's probably coming a week after the Minmatar Rifter release, which is probably before this video gets posted, honestly, if I try and keep up with it. So, we have the regular version here. This is the regular version. We have hard points for turrets right here, right here, right here. That one might be embedded into the actual surface of the hull later on. We'll see. And probably it will be, actually. We have one turret here. And that's it. It's mirrored on the other side, of course. We have cameras here, here, and here, because that's a great spot. And then one in the front. And there we go. Lovely shape. I love it. It's absolutely great. And I'm just really satisfied with how this has turned out, compared to how I thought it would turn out. The engines were a bitch. I'll not lie. The engines were the worst part of this build. They were just so hard to get done. Because of the awkward shape. I kind of made it easy for myself and made the engines completely flat and flush with each other, sort of. They were at an angle. It's a weird angle. It's not really one that can be pulled off at this scale, to be honest. We have smaller engines up here, which are okay, and then we've got some really nice big engines right here, which are probably the warp engines right here, which is nice. So we have those, and also you can turn them off. I believe I have a button. Oh, I don't have a button. This is a problem. Oh god. Is there a button on these ships? Do they have a button? No, they don't. Okay, so they all need a button. They need a button so that you can turn off the engines. I guess I'll have to save a new copy of the ships, but that's okay, because I haven't released them yet, which means I don't have to worry about fixing a mistake after I've released the ship. So yeah, that's it. It's of course got the blinky lights that we all know and love. You can see them blinking there. So this one here is the Blue Tiger edition, which is a skin variant that I own in EVE, and this is it. It's very nice. Now, in terms of the color scheme, it's blue and gold. Now, I have, in the past, used brown to represent gold, as I usually do with the Amarian ships, because yellow is too yellow. It's not indicative of something that is shiny, it's indicative of something that is saturated, which is a problem, because if I want to represent gold, I can't use yellow because of that simple fact. I much would rather use brown, which is more indicative of something that's antique, something that, you know, kind of relates to gold in that sense, and looks a little bit more older and polished. It does look polished, the brown colors in StarMade, oddly enough, and when used in the right way. Now, the issue is that this doesn't exactly look good with the brown, because it's too dark. The gold that is on this ship is very bright, and it's, in fact, maybe just as gold as the Amarian ships. The difference is that the Amarian ships use white in their hull, and that makes it easier for the brown to stick out as brown, because it's brown color, which is sort of yellowish and orangish, on a neutral background, which is the white and the gray and the black of the hull of the Amarian ships, right? Whereas this is, you know, it's brown on top of blue. And brown is darker and less eye-catching than the blue, which means that it doesn't catch your eye as much as this yellow does. So I'm a bit conflicted, because personally, I'm okay with the yellow, but I would much rather use brown to represent gold. I wish I could show you. I don't know if I have a version of this with the gold. Condor. Do I have one with the brown? Condor Blue Tiger 1. This might be it. Let's see. I might have to fly all the way over here. Oh god. Is it colliding with something? Why is it colliding with something? Oh Jesus. Okay, that's obviously not it. Why did it collide with that? Thanks, game. Let's get rid of this. Let's also get rid of this, because now that's floating away. Do I have any version of this? Caldari Condor, Blue Tiger, Rata Sunset. I guess not. That's a shame. That is a shame. Well, I would show it to you, but that would take too much time out of this episode. I've got a few other things I want to show you. But, I don't know. This color scheme in particular is something that we will see on other ships. We see this particular color scheme, the Blue Tiger color scheme, which is blue and gold, on Caldari ships and Minmatar ships. So that's something I'll have to keep in mind when we get to those ships. I have a Blue Tiger skin for the Cormorant, which is all the way over here. Oh god, it's going to take me a moment to fly over here. You may remember the Cormorant. I probably should have just jumped into the ship, and I think I will. I have a Blue Tiger edition of this ship, and basically all of the white stripes are replaced with gold. There might be some other areas replaced with gold. This ship is due for an update anyway. It's got some outdated interior stuff, outdated systems. I could probably do with some wedges in some areas. So we'll be taking a look at this ship pretty soon and kind of fixing it up with some of the more newer things in StarMade. Not too many new things, but some new things. We'll go back over here. We'll go into the... Let's see if we can get it. The Caldari Corax. Now this is my favorite Caldari destroyer. It's got a great shape. It's taking a little bit to get done and finished. Certainly is going to need a lot of cleanup, and I've only done approximately like 15% of the hull of this ship with the wireframe, so this will take a while, but it should be really fun once it's done. There's a lot of window space on this thing, which is cool, which means that I have to force myself to build an interior, which is okay. I'm alright with that. So long as, you know I can actually do it. If it's got like 40 windows in an area that cannot support 40 interior rooms, then that's a problem. But we'll get to that problem when we get to it. Now, I did have the Drake loaded in, and I guess I'll have to load that in again. Drake. On live stream, I have been working on this, and that's because I do own this ship in EVE Online. This is a Drake class battlecruiser. And it is a lovely little battlecruiser that everybody knows if they've played EVE. because I guess it's notorious for just being something that everybody asks to bring on Fleet Ops. I don't know why. Maybe it was good, maybe it's not good anymore. Who knows? I don't know. I don't play EVE like that. So, this is what I've got, and it's actually coming along really quickly because of the 45-degree angles on this entire thing's hull. It's really, really nice. This thing is going to have quite the interior. It's going to have turrets on a 45-degree angle, which will be fun. It's going to have all sorts of stuff. This is going to be one hell of a ship. And, you know, I'm slowly making my way through all of it. It's really nice. I cannot wait to detail this thing. I cannot wait to actually properly build this thing. It's going to be nice. It's going to be one hell of a ship. And it'll probably be the first battlecruiser that I complete. I know I have the Cyclone going, but the Cyclone has, I think, more interior space that I have to work with and make decks for, whereas this one is kind of straightforward. There might be like 2 decks that run down the entire length of this thing. There might be some lower decks that run along this area for the turrets. I'm assuming, and I think, the cargo bay is... Actually, I'm pretty sure the cargo bay is up here. There's 2 door-looking things, door-looking textures on these areas right here. So I think that would actually be pretty cool if this was the cargo bay instead in these areas. I think that would be pretty sweet. If this is where the cargo bays are, then that's really neat, and I can't wait to do work on those because those are a nice alternative to the cargo bays that I'm normally doing on the other ships where they're like underneath the ship's hull and I have to put in like a door in the floor, which I think is just stupid. I hate them. I would much rather have a doorway that's on the side of the ship. So that's pretty nice. We're gonna have a cargo bay here, and then it's gonna go straight into like turret access and stuff like that, turret maintenance hallways. And in the middle we'll have like all the crew areas, and then up here is like all the command stuff, and then in the back we can have engineering. Like this is the cockpit area. This would be replaced with glass, so this is where you'd be piloting the ship from. So we'll have a number of seats in here, and then like a command structure back here, and then back here we'll probably put the core somewhere in this elevated area, which means I have to copy and paste the entire ship into a new location. So that's what's going on there. Oh man, so many updates. We have the Sequoia Vesta Heron, which has not gotten a video release yet, a cinematic release. That's something I need to do. We have over here the Caldari light missile launchers. Well, just light missile launchers in general. It's mostly a Caldari thing, the light missile launchers, so that's why I've got them here. Sort of a Minmatar thing too, because there are Minmatar versions of these. So we have these missile launchers. I plan on updating them so that they use the full white area that you see here. That's another 12 blocks dedicated to how many blocks are on these weapon systems, which is, it's definitely needed because missiles got a bit of a nerf with the whole realistic explosion thing. They only deal half the damage that they normally did when they make an impact, and so I think it's definitely worth it to upgrade these turrets to have better, I don't know, better something, which kind of sucks in some cases because we're going to be losing the color. Maybe, hey, this is an idea, maybe I can put slabs on top. I think I might do that. Maybe I'll just put slabs on top with the color that used to be here, and that way the turret can still fire all of its missiles and still have the nice color on top. So this is something that I'll have to update, and I'll be posting an update on the forums. We have all of these turrets that I need to do, which I am not looking forward to doing because they're so crap. They really are. I mean, it works in EVE Online because it's a more realistic approach. A turret this size is pretty fucking huge. This is me standing next to a turret. That's a huge gun. And this size gun shooting a round that's like maybe, you know, 2 feet long into a ship this size is gonna do some damage, right? But in StarMade it just doesn't apply the same way. It just doesn't. So I have to maximize the amount of weapon space on these small turrets, and then I have to make sure that they actually perform like turrets and that they can move around, and that there's a Bobby AI module and all sorts of stuff. Like if I jump into this one, let's see. If I jump into this one, we have turret movement, but it only goes that far because of the way the turret is designed, which is limiting. And actually, I can't turn it. I guess I don't have the turret axis on the bottom connected just yet. But this is what I'm limited to. It's very upsetting. So yeah, I don't know why. I guess this isn't actually connected yet, which makes sense because there's only 2 ships here, not 3. So yeah, that's something I have to deal with. What else is there? We have, of course, this massive structure that I used to do on live streams months ago. This will eventually get completed, and then we'll continue work on this. This is supposed to be like a bunker where a whole bunch of people can live and sleep, and potentially dock up some spaceships, probably shuttles, with this scale. This is like a quarter of its actual size, I believe. Let's see. Let me look at this. Yes. Defensive bunker 25. That 25 means it's a quarter of its actual size. So is this wall. This wall has its details finished. You can see all these details here. That looks really nice. But this is only a quarter of its actual size. This is a wall that connects various places together, such as these bunkers. I think I've shown some of this off before. I'll do a complete video review of these models in the future. For now, that's another thing that's slowly in progress for the Caldari. It's technically the first station that had probably be completed. And it's going to need an interior. It's going to need to be modular because these are all modular bits. Over here we have some like random radar dish that doesn't belong to the Caldari at all. It's just a random radar dish thing, which is nowhere near complete. It's got windows and stuff. I believe that's also a quarter of its actual size. So imagine this thing, but like going from the top of my screen to the bottom of my screen. That's about how big it would be. But I've scaled everything down to a quarter size because I want everything on the same scale, I think. Except for the very large space stations, which are at 1%. They are literally at 1.5% of their actual size because they're just so freaking massive. They're like hundreds of kilometers across, whereas that thing down there is like maybe, at full scale, a couple hundred meters. So it's really ridiculous, but that is what's being worked on. This right here, the Caldari Condor, is the latest ship that will be released. So you have that to look forward to. And that's it for this moment. If you want, and I should have made mention of this, this is the Rata Sunset Edition. It's a red variant with the white stripes. It's very nice. I don't know why I didn't mention this earlier, but I got carried away when I was talking about the blue Condor over there. So I apologize. But this is another version that you may have the opportunity to win. So if you comment down below, you have an opportunity to win one of these skin variants with a direct download. You will receive a message via random raffle with a link to the download for a skin variant of this particular ship. And then, of course, whenever I post the release cinematic video for the Condor on the left, the standard edition, you will be able to download that at any time on the StarMade dock. So, thank you for watching. Leave your feedback down below. Leave a rating, like it if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you all next time.